Welcome, episode 16 of the 2-Minute Warning. Today on the table we got Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. What kind of team are we dealing with here?
The Ravens looked like they were heading to the Super Bowl last year. We obviously knew Kansas City would be a problem, but I don't think any of us thought the Tennessee Titans were going to knock them off. But Derrick Henry became arguably the best running back in the league last year and this year. This year, brand new start though. But I gotta say, Lamar is not looking like MVP Lamar. We know he's more of a runner than a passer. Not to say he's not a great quarterback, but he only has 2 games this season where he's thrown for over 200 yards. I don't know about you, but that does not sound like MVP. That does not sound like a great system quarterback that could get you wins. Obviously, everyone has a different style of play, but there's got to be a fine line where you have to be able to throw the ball down the field. Against his biggest rivalry, the Kansas City Chiefs, which I don't even know if you could call that a rivalry, he's 0-3 against the Kansas City Chiefs in his career this year. He had only 97 passing yards against them. Like I said, I understand he plays different than most quarterbacks. He is a Michael Vick style, but even Michael Vick could throw the ball down the field just fine.
Yeah, even at the beginning of last season, and just since he's been in the league and became the starter really for the Ravens, a lot of scrutiny Jackson got about being a running back at the quarterback position, and I still think a small part of that holds true. Now he can't throw the ball down the field, but he does it against teams like Cincinnati or Cleveland or Miami. He throws the ball well against weak defenses, but I mean, does that really make him a special player?
Lamar could throw the ball when it's on his time, but when he's down, he cannot play from behind. He cannot throw the ball down the field. He panics and scrambles, which is good when you have a lead and just run the clock out, but when you're trying to get a quick score, he can't do it.
Right, we watched him last year in a divisional round in the AFC against Tennessee. Threw for maybe right over 100 yards. You don't win games like that. They played Kansas City 2 weeks ago. He threw for 97. The pattern that we see here with Lamar Jackson is that he does not play well against big teams. And how can you consider yourself MVP quarterback or a Super Bowl contending team with a quarterback that doesn't excel against good teams? So I mean, just the problem with Lamar is being able to throw the ball well against good defenses.
While we're 100% knocking Lamar, I myself would not say they have no chance of winning. I mean, his run game can win.
He's a special player that has so much talent. There's no doubt about that.
If they get the ball and score early, the game is on their time and they could do great. But it's just hard. I do think the Ravens have a chance. They have a great defense. Marcus Peters, a great cornerback. They signed Calais Campbell this year, a 6'8" defensive end monster. Who's going to stop him? They have Mark Ingram in the backfield with Lamar. They have Hollywood Brown at the receiving end. Mark Andrews is freaking looking like Gronk at this point. But I think long-term also, Lamar will not have a longevity. For his 4.2, 4.3, 4.4 speed is great right now, but when he turns 28, 29, 30 and loses a step and he still can't throw the ball, who's going to sign him? I mean, I'm not saying he won't be in the NFL, but once he loses that speed and that agility, his X factor is kind of taken away, and he's nothing special.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. I mean, just the style of his plays it's not sustainable for a long time. Then you start thinking about the injuries that are possible with the way he plays. And he just, like you said, he struggles to play when the Ravens are behind, which any good team's got to be able to come back from a deficit. So I just don't see this Ravens team going deep in the playoffs until Lamar's style of play either changes or they go a different. Not that they go a different direction with quarterbacks, but
now due to schedule, I mean, being in that Browns division, the Browns, I think the Ravens will go 2-0 on. They'll go 2-0 on the Bengals. Steelers, that could be an issue for them.
Steelers, I'm really looking forward to that Steelers.
But they also play
matchup.
That super weak NFC division outside of their conference, playing Dallas, the Giants, Washington, Eagles. That's almost a guarantee.
So we'll likely see this team go 13-3 or 12-4.
That's my point. So
they're going to go into that AFC. They're going to go to the playoffs as a high AFC seed.
There is a chance they get a first round bye, and if they don't, that could be an issue for Lamar, and he's going to eventually get the name of not being able to win in big games, especially if first round he's matched up against a Tennessee, matched up against possibly an electric Josh Allen Buffalo Bills, who I don't know how serious they are either, but they can win games.
I think this Ravens team needs to for the best situation for them needs to find themselves into a first round playoff game,
Yeah.
where they can win a game and finally get the Lamar can't win a playoff game out of the way. Because if they get a first round bye, they're gonna end up in a situation like last year, playing against a team that has just come off a big win and possibly then losing first round again for them. So I think what they need is a first round playoff game they can win.
And do I think Lamar Jackson sucks? Of course not. But do I think he's MVP material again? No. He has a worse QBR rating than, the typical quarterbacks, Wilson, Mahomes, Rodgers, but he also has a worse one than some unknown names. Not unknown, but unlikely names. You wouldn't think Drew Brees, due to his age, has a better QBR than Lamar, but he does. Same with Ryan Fitzpatrick. We all love Fitzmagic, but would you take him over Lamar? No, but is he performing better? Yes. So it's a very controversial thing. I don't think Lamar sucks, but I don't know if he's going to take this team to the Super Bowl. And if he somehow does, playing a Green Bay, a Russell Wilson, a Tom Brady, he's not going to be able to match the throwing
He's
power.
just not going to be able to match up with a guy that can throw for 350 yards in a game like Russell or Aaron or.
But I would have to say my overall prediction for the Ravens is, yes, make the playoffs. Do I think they'll win the AFC division they're in with the Steelers? I don't know. I can't say that right now. They haven't played each other. They had to play each other twice. Maybe after the first matchup I can make a better play. But I don't see them even making the AFC Conference Championship. I would just say first round or second round exit in the playoffs for Lamar and the Ravens.
I think Pittsburgh takes the division from them this year.
Okay.
It's tough to say now. They haven't played, but I just think the way Pittsburgh's playing right now, undefeated still. Big Ben looking like his younger self, throwing the ball well. Yeah. I think Lamar will get his. They'll make the playoffs. I'm not saying they won't, but I think Lamar gets his first playoff win this season. But they'll probably lose second round. I think.
With the new seeding in the playoffs, there will be a 7 seed. What if Lamar, the 2 and 7, Ravens end up number 2, and they play a Phillip Rivers Colts? I think Lamar could take them out.
Yeah.
Or a Cam Newton Patriots that snuck in. While Cam is looking good, he's not. That defense, they got Stephon Gilmore, but they can't take out on the Ravens.
So I think Ravens get a playoff win this year.
It all depends how they match up and seed in the playoffs. Overall, not a super deep run.
Yep, agreed.
But that's our prediction.
Yep.
2 minutes.
2-minute warning.